Stop scrolling your screen right now. Yes, I am speaking directly to you. You are listening to these words with a heavy chest. The exhaustion is written deep in your flesh. This is not a random video sliding across your phone because heaven has issued a sacred decree for your life tonight. This is a lifeline. It is sent directly to your room right now. This message is about your body skin. You have walked through many painful seasons. You try to hide the wounds under a thick mask of fake happiness. The people around you only see a strong person who carries every responsibility without complaining. But I see the silent tears you secretly wipe away in the bathroom while the hot water runs. I know the deep unsteadiness that grips your soul when the house is completely dark. You can lie to the world, but you cannot hide from your majesty. Listen to my voice with your whole heart right now. This encounter is not a coincidence. I have positioned this video on your screen at this exact minute for a divine purpose. The enemy has been trying to destroy my living temple. He has launched a silent attack against your physical body because he wants to steal your identity. Your skin is carrying the heavy weight of a spiritual battle. These sudden breakouts and sallow colors are not normal. You have spent so much money on secular remedies. You buy expensive skincare creams every single week. You try to fix the damage with human wisdom. But every single attempt leaves you feeling completely helpless because the root of this stagnation is hidden in the unseen realm. Your biological strength is leaking out. The enemy wants you to believe that this is just a natural sign of aging. He wants you to live in deep shame every night. There is a secret reason why your spiritual vessel is broken. Your life resources have been leaking out for 90 days. The enemy believes he has locked your royal destiny inside a prison of insecurity. He trembles because he knows the massive blessing heaven is about to release over your household. So he decided to strike your flesh first. He targeted the physical shield of your skin. Do not scroll away from this holy warning. The closed doors you face are not a punishment from my throne. My silence is actually a strategic protection. I am isolating you from toxic betrayals to keep my sanctuary pure. I allowed your old foundations to shake because I am moving you to a solid rock. You are not a beggar waiting for crumbs of luck from this world. You have royal blood flowing through your spiritual veins. You are an heir to an unshakable kingdom. Do not let the physical fatigue of your flesh lull your mind to sleep right now. The anointed frequency of complete restoration is about to be revealed soon. The enemy will throw digital distractions at you every day. He wants you to turn off this audio before you receive the ultimate code of deliverance. Wake up right now. Rise above the delay that wears a mask of logic. Give me your full attention tonight. If your spirit recognizes the voice of your Father, do not turn away. Stay in my presence for these few moments. This section is tailored specifically for your future expansion. I am going to reveal a heavenly mechanism that will repair your life. The decree to break the yoke of sickness is active. It is dropping directly into your room tonight. Prepare your soul, because we are going to expose the silent warfare against your body. Look closely at the dark marks on your skin. Touch the rough areas that make you feel uncomfortable when you look in the mirror. These physical changes are not just caused by the weather or your diet. They are the physical evidence of the heavy spiritual burdens you have been carrying alone for 3 years. Every time you worry, a new crack opens in your armor. The enemy uses that weakness to shoot his toxic arrows. Your cells are completely exhausted right now. I did not create your body to walk through this life with a bowed head. You do not deserve to live in constant self-pity. Your physical frame was designed to be a holy tabernacle of glory. But the heavy noise of this secular world has poisoned your bloodstream every day. Constant stress has frozen your capacity to receive grace. Your physical breakthrough is blocked, but tonight I command the waters of healing to flow. Take a deep breath right now. Release every defense mechanism in your heart. Let my sovereign words fill the quiet spaces of your room. This video is a legal boundary that stops the destructive hands of the devil from touching your flesh ever again. Behind the heavy fog is a perfect plan of total restoration. You are a victorious warrior of the kingdom. Keep your focus on this anchor while we reveal the hidden truth. The world measures your value by physical perfection. They judge your appearance without knowing the depth of your sacrifice. This superficial judgment has wounded your self-respect for a long time. You have retreated into the shadows because you feel completely unworthy. But my eyes look past the temporary dust on your face. I see the pure gold inside your spirit. Your family line has carried this spirit of infirmity for 3 generations. Your mother also cried secret tears because of her physical pain. The enemy wanted to use your appearance as a permanent proof of failure. But you were chosen to end this cycle of stagnation tonight. Do not lose your hope for a total physical transformation. Your skin will be washed clean by my supernatural touch. I stepped into your room when the clock struck 2 in the morning. The world around you was completely asleep. You were standing entirely alone in front of the bathroom mirror. You stared at your reflection with empty eyes, and a sudden wave of deep sadness washed over your heart because you could not bear the sight of your own flesh. You turned off your phone. You let your shoulders drop in absolute exhaustion. The hot water was running from the shower head, but it could not wash away the secret pain hidden inside your soul. You splashed water on your face to remove the thick makeup of your long day. The cosmetics faded away and revealed the raw reality underneath. Your skin appeared with dark blemishes and rough patches. You touched those damaged areas with trembling fingers while your eyes filled with heavy tears. You wept quietly in the dark bathroom. Your crying was choked inside your throat because you did not want anyone else to hear your weakness. You felt a quiet envy toward the people you see every day. They walk around with bright skin and radiant faces. They look so confident, while you wake up every single morning with new breakouts and fresh anxiety. This insecurity has become a heavy prison for your mind. During the day, you put on a brave face for the world. You greet your friends and family with a bright smile. When someone asks how you are doing, you always tell them that everything is fine. You wear loose clothes and high collars to hide the physical decline of your body. But the truth is that the cells inside your living temple are screaming for relief because you have carried too many burdens alone. You have wasted so much energy trying to fix this condition. You read every single skincare guide on social media. You buy expensive oils and treatments with the hope of changing your appearance. But the frustration repeats itself every time you wake up and look in the mirror. Your skin does not change at all. You begin to feel resentment toward your own flesh because it seems to betray your endless efforts. Let me hold your fragile heart in my hands tonight. I do not stand far away to judge your brokenness. I was standing right beside you when you were looking at your reflection in the dark hours. I counted every single tear that fell into the sink. Your true value is not defined by the roughness of your skin. You are a precious jewel to me, and you do not deserve to be covered by the temporary dust of adversity. This physical decline is the direct result of a broken spiritual vessel. Your inner soul has accumulated too many toxic emotions over the years. You swallowed your bitterness instead of releasing it. You carried the weight of betrayal in complete isolation. And all that negative energy has broken through to the surface of your skin like a silent cry for rescue. You are completely drained. Your bloodstream is blocked by the heavy anxiety of your daily life. You worry about unpaid bills when the house is completely quiet. You grip the steering wheel of your life until your knuckles turn white. The continuous stress has frozen your capacity to receive the refreshing waters of heaven. Your skin lost its royal radiance because your mind is constantly running in a circle of fear. You ask yourself why your prayers remain unanswered for so long. You have begged for healing so many times, but the doors seem to slam shut in your face every single day. You feel like a lost wanderer in a cold desert. Doubt begins to eat away at your faith, but I want you to understand that this long silence is a wall of protection for your future glory. I watched you apply that thick layer of concealer this morning. You wanted to erase the biological signs of your inner exhaustion. You are terrified of the staring eyes of the people at your workplace. They judge your appearance without knowing the depth of your daily sacrifice. They evaluate your worth by your physical texture, and they never care about your bleeding heart. This unfair judgment has deeply wounded your self-respect. You look at the dark scars and you feel a sense of rejection. The lies of the enemy are taking deep root in your mind. He whispers that you will always be trapped in this broken condition. He tells you that nobody can ever love you sincerely. And you believe those poisonous words while I was looking at you with perfect grace. You avoid social gatherings because you feel too ashamed to be seen. The physical insecurity has eroded your confidence in your professional life. You choose to step back into the dark instead of stepping forward into your promotion. You let other people take the credit because you are afraid of the spotlight. You accept a dim life. You think perfection is the only way to be accepted. But I did not build your structure to be crushed by this heavy atmosphere. Your family line has carried this pattern of physical suffering for 3 generations. Your own mother used to cry secret tears because of her skin conditions. The enemy wanted to use your physical frame as a permanent monument of failure. But you were chosen to shatter this cycle of sorrow tonight because my power is moving to deliver your soul. Do not give up your hope for a complete physical transformation. Brief your messy reality to my altar right now. Let us dismantle the heavy walls of defense that you built around your heart. You called this isolation wisdom, but it has become your prison. The old shelter must crumble today. Open your spiritual eyes and prepare to see the truth. The boundary between your pain and your restoration is beginning to break at this very moment. Your natural eyes only see the physical surface of things. You look at your skin and you call it a failure of your biology. But my sovereign wisdom sees a completely different story behind your struggles. Every breakout on your face is not an accidental event because everything in my creation operates within a perfect spiritual order. You think you are just unlucky with your health. You think your body is simply weak. But every single blemish is a physical reflection of a deeper spiritual reality that you cannot see. Your body is a living temple of the Most High. It was designed to contain my glory and reflect my pure light to the world. But a heavy blockade has formed inside your soul over the last few months. You have allowed negative energy to settle in your inner chamber because you were deeply hurt by the people you trusted. Your spiritual vessel is badly cracked right now. The continuous stress has created a leakage of your vital life resource every single day. This is why you feel so empty inside. That is the real reason why your expensive creams do not work. You buy organic lotions, and you visit famous doctors to find a quick solution. You spend your hard-earned money on secular treatments because you want to erase the marks quickly. But these human methods can never heal a spiritual wound from the outside. The cosmetic products only touch the dead surface of your skin while the root of the decay remains untouched inside your broken heart. You cannot fix a soul problem with earthly gold. Now, we must discuss the profound meaning of my absolute silence. You remember that painful moment when you touched your wounds at 2 a.m. You cried out for an immediate deliverance, but heaven did not answer your desperate prayers. You felt abandoned in the dark desert of your insecurity. But my silence was actually a protective sacrifice to hide your transformation from the enemy. I closed the doors to encrypt your blueprint before the harvest. I was busy fortifying your foundation. What your natural mind calls a terrible blockage is actually a sacred preparation. I did not allow this physical trial to destroy your self-respect. I allowed the modern world to strip away your false shelters because I want to shift your feet from sand to rock. Your skin is speaking a language of spiritual overload right now. You have been absorbing the polluted frequencies of anger and anxiety for 3 years. Your cells are simply trying to expel the toxic accumulation through your flesh. The enemy wants you to focus entirely on your physical flaws. He wants you to believe that your appearance defines your identity forever. He uses your mirror as a weapon of condemnation to make you forget your royal inheritance. But you carry the DNA of the King of Kings in your spiritual veins. The rough patches on your face are just temporary dust on a precious diamond. I am going to polish your vessel until it radiates the fierce brilliance of my sovereign truth. You are my child. Do not look at your condition with resentment or bitter shame. Your current brokenness is the birth canal of your spiritual authority. You are undergoing a hidden construction that requires absolute honesty before my altar. Stop calling your emotional numbness peace. Stop pretending that you are fine when your temple is collapsing. I need you to surrender the control of your life to my hands tonight. Let us examine the secret areas where your energy is leaking. You must let the light enter. You have carried the weight of your family lineage without any help. You worry about your unpaid bills when the night is completely quiet. Your heart beats too fast because you are terrified of tomorrow. And this chronic fear has poisoned your blood chemistry for 3 years while blocking your natural healing portals from receiving my grace. The spiritual leakage has manifested as an inflammatory fire on your beautiful skin. You cannot receive my blessings when your inner atmosphere is filled with chaotic noise. You must step into my rest. I am rewriting the laws of your biology at this very minute. I am going to patch up every single crack in your spiritual container. Your flesh will respond to the divine restoration of your soul. But you must stop agreeing with the lies of the devil. You must stop declaring that you are ugly or useless. Every word that leaves your mouth is a legal decree in the spirit realm. Choose to speak life over your body right now. Your words have power. My silence is over and my word is rushing to your rescue tonight. The barrier between your familiar lack and your royal destiny is beginning to collapse. Your skin will become a living testimony of my supernatural power. There is a sacred statute that can make your skin as pure as a child. It is an ancient decree that shatters the spirit of infirmity completely. Listen very carefully to this next word because your physical breakthrough sits inside the secret of the next segment. Let us look back into the ancient records of my word to find the blueprint of your physical restoration. There was a great man named Naaman who lived many centuries ago. He was the commander of the Syrian army, and everyone respected his incredible power in battle. He won many victories for his king. He walked with absolute pride, but under his shining armor, he hid a terrible secret. He had leprosy. His flesh was slowly rotting away while he pretended to be invincible before his soldiers. Naaman wore his heavy military garments every single day to cover the ugly scales on his skin. He was terrified that people would see his physical corruption. He spent his days commanding thousands of men, but he spent his nights weeping in the dark corners of his bedroom just like you do. He was a mighty warrior who felt completely worthless because of his body. No earthly physician could cure his disease. All his gold could not buy a single moment of physical peace. Then a young captive girl told him about a prophet in Israel who could manifest my healing power. Naaman traveled with his horses and chariots to the house of Elisha. He expected a grand ceremony because of his high royal position. He thought the prophet would come out and wave his hand over the wounds. But Elisha did not even step outside his door to greet the great commander. He only sent a servant with a simple message. This sudden rejection deeply wounded the pride of the warrior. The message instructed Naaman to go and wash in the Jordan River 7 times. The prophet promised that his flesh would be fully restored and clean after the final dip. Naaman became furious because he thought the rivers of his own country were much better than the muddy waters of Israel. He turned away in a great rage. He wanted to return home to his old familiar suffering. He preferred his comfortable misery over a hidden process that required his absolute surrender. But his servants pleaded with him to obey the simple command of the prophet. They asked him if he would refuse to do something small when he was willing to do great things for his own glory. Naaman stood at the edge of the Jordan River with a heavy heart. He had to take off his beautiful armor in front of his servants. He had to expose his raw wounds to the bright sunlight. He felt a sudden wave of deep shame while stepping into the cold water. He dipped himself into the muddy river for the first time. He came up from the water, but nothing changed on his skin. He dipped a second time and a third time while his mind fought against the absolute silence of the process. He wanted to stop because he saw no immediate manifestation of the promise. He felt completely foolish standing in the mud. The enemy whispered that his obedience was totally useless. But Naaman chose to trust my word over his natural eyes. He went under the water for the 4th time and the 5th time. The old scales remained tight on his chest. This is the exact phase of refinement where many of my children choose to give up. They scroll away from the altar because the healing does not happen instantly. They think my silence means absolute failure, but every single dip was breaking a hidden layer of pride inside his soul. The river was washing away his inner arrogance before touching his outer skin. Naaman dipped for the 6th time, and he still looked exactly the same as before. He had one final choice to make between total rebellion and perfect submission. He chose to go down into the water for the 7th time because his spirit finally recognized my sovereign authority. And when he rose up from the Jordan River, a massive miracle unfolded in the physical realm. The leprosy vanished completely. His skin became as smooth and pure as the flesh of a little child. I am dipping your soul into the waters of the Jordan River tonight through this sacred message. You are standing where Naaman stood. You have been wearing the armor of self-sufficiency to hide your blemishes from a superficial world. You have been fighting this biological battle with your own limited strength for 3 years. But tonight, I command you to take off your heavy defense mechanisms. You must expose your raw wounds to my transforming light. Your current stagnation is not an accident of your biology. It is the muddy river where I am refining your golden identity. You have been crying out for a quick cosmetic fix because you want to feel accepted by others. But I am interested in a deep structural resurrection of your entire being. The inflammatory fire on your skin will not stop until your inner atmosphere is completely quieted by my presence. You must endure the process. Do not turn away in a rage because your 7th dip is approaching. Every single minute you spend listening to this voice is another dip into the cleansing waters of my grace. The spiritual blockade is loosening its grip right now, and the old scales of insecurity are ready to fall away from your beautiful frame. The people who mocked your appearance will soon witness my glory on your face. Feel the cooling stream of my spirit flowing through your bloodstream. Your cells are beginning to awaken. Your physical body is a holy sanctuary. It is the living temple of the Most High. Your flesh is not an ordinary piece of matter. And while you were weeping in the dark because of your physical imperfections, I was designing a new shield of glory that the enemy can never penetrate. You look at your face, and you see only failure. But I look at your structure, and I see an eternal dwelling place for my glory. Now I must unveil the mystery of my absolute silence during your darkest nights. You begged for an immediate sign of physical relief while touching your blemishes. You thought I turned my back on your desperate tears. But my silence was actually a sovereign data encryption protocol to protect your destiny from the ears of the enemy. If I had revealed my healing strategy too early, the enemy would have launched a worse counterattack to destroy your confidence. I had to lock the information of your transformation in the secret courts of heaven. I kept you hidden in the dark wilderness for a specific purpose. You felt completely abandoned by my presence while looking in the mirror. But behind the heavy veil of my silence, a hidden construction was taking place inside your cells. I was quietly altering your blood chemistry from within because I wanted to fortify your living temple so that it could withstand the weight of your upcoming harvest. The modern world wants to define your beauty by artificial filters and superficial trends. They want you to buy into their illusions of perfection. But your skin was designed to be a powerful spiritual barrier of protection. It absorbs the silent warfare of your daily life. Every breakout was just a warning sign that your inner soul was carrying too much secular baggage. Your temple was simply crying out for a deep cleansing. You are a royal prince or princess living in a temporary exile of sickness. You have forgotten the weight of the crown that belongs to your bloodline. The enemy wanted you to accept this physical decline as your permanent destiny. He wanted you to live in constant hiding because of your self-pity. But the season of your exile is officially over tonight. I am restoring your royal authority over every single organ of your body. The painful inflammation you experienced was not a sign of your destruction. It was the intense fire of my refinement burning away the old generational baggage. Your ancestral line carried a heavy chain of physical infirmity for many years. You were chosen out of your entire household. You were chosen to break this cycle of sorrow forever. And as the spiritual fire reaches its maximum intensity, your golden identity is finally emerging from the ashes. Do not let your natural mind drift away into anxiety about tomorrow right now. The enemy loves to throw digital noise at you when the breakthrough is close. He wants you to lose your focus because he is terrified of your new radiance. Keep your spiritual ears open to my voice at this very moment. Your cell structure is responding to the frequency of my spoken word. You are undergoing a total biological reconstruction. I am the supreme architect of your biological frame. I know the exact placement of every single atom in your DNA. I am sending a wave of supernatural life into your bloodstream right now. It is moving through your veins like clean water. And this holy current is flushing out the toxic stress that has poisoned your body chemistry for 3 years while you were fighting alone in the dark. Every damaged tissue is being aligned with my original design. You must learn to exercise your legal spiritual authority over your own flesh. Stop speaking words of condemnation over your face when you wake up. Your tongue carries the power of life and death in the unseen realm. Command your skin to submit to the law of my spirit. Declare that your body is a holy sanctuary that cannot be corrupted by the devil. Your words will seal the healing. The atmosphere inside your room is shifting into a sacred space of deliverance. The heavy fog of uncertainty is beginning to lift from your eyes. You are no longer a helpless survivor of a cruel world. You are stepping into the position of a sovereign steward of your health. And the boundary between your familiar physical sickness and your royal restoration is completely collapsing because my word has gone forth with absolute authority tonight. Prepare your soul for the next movement. Let go of your natural logic and your earthly understanding. Human science can only study the physical symptoms of your decay, but my power goes straight to the spiritual root of your inflammation. I am mending the deep cracks in your inner vessel before I change your outer appearance. The healing must flow from the inside out. Your heart must be quieted before your face can shine. I am preparing a beautiful table of victory for you in plain sight. The very people who mocked your appearance will have to witness your glory. They will see a radiant frame that reflects the pure light of heaven. You will walk with your head held high because your shame has been swallowed by my grace. Your skin will be a living testimony of my sovereign power. Your transformation is secure. The spiritual atmosphere over your life is changing right now. The time for silent endurance is completely over. I am stepping into your battlefield with a sword of burning fire. And the enemy who secretly destroyed your beautiful skin must face my supreme wrath at this exact moment because his time of tormenting your flesh has expired. He can no longer hide behind your natural excuses. He must face the judgment of heaven. The chains of your stagnation are melting away. You have carried this heavy burden for 3 years. The devil thought he could hide your transformation forever. But tonight my spoken word is shattering that wicked yoke of delay because your season of total liberation has officially arrived under the decree of heaven. The walls are falling down. You are stepping into your freedom. Listen to the thunder of my command. I order every spirit of infirmity to release your physical structure immediately. You have suffered from this painful inflammation for too long, and I am legally evicting that parasitic disease from your bloodstream right now because your flesh belongs to the eternal light of my holy sanctuary. Pack your weapons and run away. Sickness must bow before my throne. The thief targeted your appearance to compromise your royal assignment. He wanted you to feel too ashamed to stand before the crowds. He wanted to paralyze your destiny with constant self-pity. But I am putting an absolute end to this hidden destruction tonight because you were born to rule as a leader in my kingdom. The dark curse on your face is broken. Your true identity is restored. Look past the superficial illusion of your breakouts. The devil knows that your massive financial breakthrough is closer than ever before. He tried to drain your mental energy by attacking your skin texture every single day. And he wanted you to spend all your earthly gold on useless remedies while you missed the divine gateway of your expansion. His wicked plot is completely ruined. Your vessel is safe. I command the fire of the Holy Spirit to cleanse your cells. The deep tissues of your body are being washed from toxic stress. You must rise up as a fierce warrior at this very moment. You have the full backing of heaven behind your steps, and the boundary of your limitation is collapsing into dust because the power of death is conquered. Do not tolerate the lies of the OPP-resser any longer. The iron bars are breaking. Type 777 in the comments immediately to claim this victory. This is a physical sign of your total agreement with my word. You are not just leaving a message for a computer program. And when those numbers leave your fingers, you are signing a permanent covenant that protects your health because the court of heaven has sealed your vindication. The enemy cannot steal your beauty anymore. Your border is secure. I am breaking every generational curse of physical degradation. Your mother suffered from the same spirit of infirmity for many years. She hid her face in the dark hours of the night. But you were chosen, out of your entire lineage, to destroy this cycle of sorrow because you carry the royal bloodline of the King of Kings. You are the final chain breaker of your family. Sickness must surrender tonight. The demonic forces of your sickness are trembling before my presence. They know they have no legal right to occupy your living temple. Your flesh was bought with a terrible price on the cross. And I am releasing a fresh wave of supernatural life into your veins tonight because your body must manifest the perfect image of my original creation. Sickness has no authority over your life. The dark spirits must pack up and leave. The spirit of poverty and the spirit of sickness always work together. The devil wanted to ruin your outer appearance so you would hide from your financial destiny. He wanted you to feel completely disqualified from the blessings of my throne. But I am lifting your head up with absolute sovereign pride because you are my masterpiece, and no weapon formed against your skin shall prosper. The heavy cloud of depression is vanishing now. I command the cells of your skin to align with the laws of heaven. Every damaged tissue must be replaced by new biological life. The inflammatory fire is being quenched by the cool streams of my spirit. You will no longer avoid the reflection in your bathroom mirror, because my presence is becoming your permanent garment of beauty, and your soul is entering into absolute rest. The old season of shame is dead. You are beautiful. The sharp sword of my justice is cutting through the dark cords of your oppression. Every toxic arrow that was shot into your mind is being removed. The continuous worry about your unpaid bills will not destroy your health anymore. And I am taking complete control of your biological frame tonight because my power is restoring the original texture of your skin before the world tries to defile you again. The devil has lost his grip. His kingdom is defeated. Feel the sudden heat of my deliverance moving through your flesh. The heavy pressure in your chest is lifting away. The blockade in your bloodstream is being cleared by my supernatural touch. You are stepping out of the dark prison of your insecurity. And you are walking into the bright light of your royal identity because the warfare has been won by the armies of heaven tonight. The decree of your total restoration is singed. Your victory is complete. The very people who mocked your appearance will look at you with total amazement. They will see the radiant glow of a living temple. They will wonder how your skin became so pure without human intervention. And you will tell them that the Lord of hosts has visited your room because he heard your silent crying in the middle of the night. Your vindication is absolute. Your beauty is restored. Lord, I confess my deep exhaustion to your holy throne tonight. My body is completely tired. My soul has carried too many heavy weights for 3 years. And every single morning when I wake up, the thick shadow of insecurity is already sitting on my chest before I even open my eyes. I cannot fight this battle anymore with my own limited human strength. I surrender my broken flesh to your grace. I let go of my control. I am standing bare before your peaceful altar right now. I peel off the false mask of self-sufficiency that I wore during the day to look strong. The world demanded that I look successful and perfect every single minute. But inside my hidden chamber, I was barely holding on to my sanity because of my painful breakouts. I wash away my human pride in your beautiful presence tonight. I need your touch. Lord, I admit that I hated my own reflection in the mirror every night. I confess my secret anger toward my body texture and my rough skin. I allowed the toxic whispers of the devil to poison my core identity for a long time. And I believed the heavy lie that I was completely disqualified from your royal promises because of my physical flaws. Forgive me for agreeing with the cruel oppressor. I break my alignment with the spirit of fear and anxiety tonight. I have spent too much gold on expensive earthly remedies without seeking your sovereign face first. I trusted in the shallow solutions of this secular world to erase my deep scars. And I forgot that my physical frame is a sacred tabernacle designed exclusively to contain your eternal majesty. I open my temple doors wide. I welcome your power. Let your living water flood the deepest chambers of my heart right now. I feel the cooling stream of the Holy Spirit rushing into my troubled mind. The emotional blockages that trapped my bloodstream for 90 days are beginning to melt away under your touch. And this divine current is flushing out every hidden seed of resentment that I swallowed in isolation. Wash my cells clean, Lord. I am drowning my fleshly ego in the ocean of your perfect love. I stop trying to fix my appearance with my own anxious thoughts every day. My human effort has brought nothing but constant frustration and deeper sorrow to my life. But I lay down my heavy weapons of defense at your feet because I know that your sovereign hands are capable of rebuilding my structure. I submit to your process. Cleanse my bloodstream from the toxic chemicals of chronic stress. My cells are crying out for a deep supernatural rest from your throne. I command my heartbeat to slow down into the rhythm of your peace, and I allow your holy light to penetrate the darkest areas of my tissue where the sickness was hiding. The inflammatory fire in my skin must be quenched by your presence. Lord, I accept my true identity as a royal child of the King of Kings. I am no longer a helpless victim of a cruel world or a broken biology. My value is not measured by the superficial standards of this modern society, and I declare that the royal blood of your covenant is flowing through my spiritual veins right now. I am a refined vessel of honor. My shame is dead. I command every single cell in my body to align with your original design, rise up from the ashes of physical degradation. The spirit of infirmity has no legal right to occupy my living temple anymore, and I close every spiritual gateway that allowed the enemy to leak my vital life resources for 3 generations. The old lineage of sickness is officially broken tonight. Let the refreshing waters of your grace saturate my dry skin texture. I feel a gentle warmth moving through my face and my neck at this very minute. The damage caused by years of silent weeping is being repaired by your supernatural power. And I stand still in your sanctuary while your hands recreate my outer beauty from the inside out. I am safe under your shadow. Lord, I surrender my unpaid bills and my financial worries to your care. I will not let the chaotic noise of this world poison my body chemistry anymore. My tomorrow is fully secured within your eternal master plan, and I choose to rest in your presence while your angels guard the borders of my household against the thief. You are my supreme provider. Let the old scales of self-pity fall away from my eyes completely. I see my body through the lens of your perfect grace. I am fearfully and wonderfully made by your supreme wisdom. And I declare that my skin is becoming a beautiful monument of your healing power for the world to see. I will not hide in the dark corners anymore. I immerse my entire being into the river of your Holy Spirit 7 times. I wash away the dust of betrayal and the pain of broken relationships. The rough places in my life are being made smooth by your sovereign touch. And I receive the sweet oil of joy instead of the heavy spirit of mourning tonight because your presence is my ultimate shelter. My biological transformation is fully active. Lord, I receive your final touch of absolute restoration into my physical frame right now. Every single cell in my body is reacting to your perfect light. The deep roots of my skin inflammation are dying because your spirit has breathed life into my veins. I stand completely clean. My flesh is becoming soft and beautiful, and every morning when I wake up, the fresh radiance of heaven will shine through my skin because you have washed away the filth. I release all the painful memories that caused my blood chemistry to become toxic over the years. I forgive the people who broke my trust and left me crying in the dark bathroom. Their betrayal has no power over my health anymore because I am covered by your holy grace. While the world is running after vanity, I will rest quietly in your presence because your love is the only medicine that can heal my soul. Thank you for patching up every single crack in my spiritual container tonight, Father. I will no longer look at my reflection with bitter tears or heavy shame. You have exchanged my heavy spirit of mourning for the beautiful oil of absolute joy. I am your precious masterpiece. My body is a holy sanctuary. Even when the enemy tries to bring back the ghost of my past mistakes, I will stand firm on your promises, because your word is an anchor. I command my blood chemistry to align with the purity of the river of life. Every toxic hormone of stress is dissolving under the warmth of your touch. I breathe in your supernatural vitality. My cells are being renewed from the inside out. I accept this complete physical regeneration as my current reality. And as the new day begins to break, I declare that my strength is fully multiplied because your spirit lives inside my flesh. The generational curse of physical decline is officially dead in my bloodline today. I stand as the unique chain breaker of my household because your sovereign power has delivered my soul from the enemy. Sickness has lost its legal right to touch my flesh or ruin my divine destiny. I am walking in absolute victory. While my ancestors suffered from the weight of infirmity, I am breaking the chains tonight because your glory has set me free. My skin is reflecting the pure light of your heavenly kingdom at this very minute. The old scars of self-pity are fading away from my face completely. I receive the supernatural strength to protect my living temple from the chaotic noise of this world. My health is restored. My future is secure. My soul is free. And I will walk forward with joy because your hand has rewritten my identity at the court of heaven. Now the atmosphere over my house is completely quieted by your magnificent presence. The heavy warfare has been won by the armies of heaven tonight. I must not leave this sacred altar unguarded against the wolves of this modern society. I am ready to seal my covenant before I step back into the regular world. You have built a strong wall of fire around my life because you love me with an everlasting affection that can never fail. Your physical body must remain an unpolluted sanctuary for the rest of your days on this earth. Do not let the secular advertisements tempt you to look for human solutions again. Your healing came directly from the throne of grace. You must guard this precious inheritance with holy vigilance every single day. When doubt tries to enter, you must repeat my words out loud to enforce your freedom. The Lord has opened a clean path of restoration for your life, but your free will must now stand watch over the borders. Ultimate peace is currently ruling inside your household. You must not walk back into the confusion of the secular world and call it your destiny, because you are a chosen vessel. Your transformation requires your total commitment. Press the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell immediately as a permanent mark that your lineage belongs to the light. Do not hesitate to secure your spiritual borders before the noise tries to pull your attention away again. This is your legal act of submission to the living word tonight. You are establishing a shield over your household. Type 777 in the comments right now to lock this prophetic decree into your physical cells forever. When those numbers leave your fingers, you are not just typing for a machine. You are signing a permanent contract that exists beyond the natural realm. Heaven keeps a perfect record of your obedience. Your physical vessel is completely guarded. You are no longer an exhausted survivor of a broken biology or a prisoner of secret tears. You are stepping out of this holy space as an armed guardian of the promise. The one who governs the entire universe is leading your steps into a massive physical expansion. You walk forward with your head held high because the King has claimed you as his own. Let the sweet fragrance of my peace remain inside your room while you sleep tonight. No weapon formed against your skin shall ever prosper because my hand is covering your journey. The delay is over, and your transformation is legally complete. Rest inside my permanent shadow, my beloved child. Your victory is eternal.